What's going on, guys? As promised, today I'm gonna do the review on the H&R Lowering Springs. A few of you all requested it. I was gonna make a review video anyways. I do with all the products I buy. So let's get started. First and foremost, this car looks awesome now. It is windy. Just want to give you all a heads up in case the audio is bad. But I filmed 5 things I hate about my SI right here in the same spot. And I could put 4 fingers in between the tire and right here. And now look, I can't even get one. The only way I can get one is if I take my finger like this and then push it in there. And then it's a tight fit. So, looks much better. And I have some reasons written down on a piece of paper so I don't lose my track of thought. And I'm going to give the best solid review I can on these H&R Lowering Springs. Alright guys, now I may seem a little biased because these are the only lowering springs I've ever had for this car. So it's hard to compare, but I do have friends that have the iBach, Skunk 2, and other springs like that are competitors with the H&R. And I will say each and every one of them, they make noise. I think the Skunk 2 sags and is real bouncy. I've heard the D2s are great, but they're bouncy as well. And the iBox, they make a popping noise at low speeds, like when you're turning. So anyways, the price is $258 on KSeriesPros.com or FortMotionUSA.com. That's about, to me that's a really good price because a lot of competitors are around the same range. I think Skunk 2's right at $200, and I think even the D2s get down in like the $140 range. But you do get what you pay for, and the next few reasons I give will justify the $260 price tag. Alright guys, the first thing everybody asks me, how much did it lower? You know, what was the drop? The website says 1.5 to 1.8. Me personally, I got about a 1.7 inch drop so far, and they haven't even settled in yet. I was thinking it was going to be around with a 1.4 to 1.5 inch mark, but when I lowered it off the rack, I wish I was filming my face because the car set much lower than I thought it was going to. Not that it's a bad thing because the car still rides excellent and things like that. I just didn't want it too low because I like to be able to drive my car up on the lift and things like that, and I didn't want it to scrape and stuff. But the car still goes up on my lift, so it's all good. Sorry guys, I had to move to inside my car because it's a little windy and it was blowing my tripod around. But anyways, the drop is perfect. Like when I backed it out and looked at the stance of this car, to me it was perfect. And I've had a lot of people comment on my picture on Instagram and they're like, man, what springs did you use? Because that drop is perfect and the stance really is excellent. So like I said, about a 1.7 inch drop is what I got. Next thing people will ask is, how's it ride compared to stock? Or, what am I going to have to sacrifice, ride quality to lower my car? The answer on these, 0. I'm not lying when I say it. The car does not even feel like I've lowered it. When I'm driving down the road, the car is probably smooth, or just as smooth as stock, if not smoother. And I'm not exaggerating, but it really does. The ride quality for lowering springs, I was simply amazed. And it's not bumpy, it's not bouncy. You can hit a bump and it feels like stock springs, and I'm not gonna lie to you all. And I was amazed as well. I can't believe how good they ride. So ride quality, super excellent, and I see why Kevin wanted me to wait on these now, because I was gonna get like iBox or something like that, something with a real name that everybody knows, and he's like, man, I'm telling you, go with H&R. And he didn't steer me wrong. I'm really amazed with these H&R Lowering Springs. The reason I just said worth the wait is because I'd been trying to order them for a couple weeks now, and K-Series Pros was out of them, Fort Motion USA was out of them, because they're in a popular demand now, because supposedly they're the only lowering spring that doesn't make any noise now. Like when you're creeping through a parking lot and turning, it don't make that creeping or that popping noise. So, there's a pretty high demand for them right now. And the reason I said worth the wait a while ago is because I did have to wait for them, and that's why I was considering going with another spring, because number one, I'm impatient, and number two, I really want to go ahead and just get the car lowered, immediately, because I was tired of the way it was sitting. So I'm super glad that I waited, because I waited probably a good 2 weeks before they got back in stock, and then Fork Motion got them in before K-Series Pros did. And when I bought them, Fork Motion, I bought them on a Sunday, and they was sitting in my house Wednesday. So I thought that was really awesome. So Fork Motion and K-Series Pros, they both 2 to 3 days shipping. It's amazing. So anyways, they were definitely worth the wait. So I just thought I'd throw that in there because, I didn't really specify why I said worth the wait. The only noise these springs have caused, and it's my fault, a stock tire on this car is 225/40/18. I thought I wanted a bigger tire on here, and I did. I thought with the ride height I had, I thought the small tires, I don't know, it just looked weird to me. So I got 235/45/18s. So quite a bit bigger. And when I'm turning, it depends on the angle too, because sometimes the tires don't rub, then sometimes they do. My roommate, he was riding here this morning, and it was rubbing around about every corner. So I think I'm going to go back down to like a 225/45/18 so I can still have a little wider tire. But I'm going to get on the lift tomorrow and find out exactly where it's rubbing at so I know what to do, because I really like the 235s on here, but you also don't want rubbing either. So if you had, a 225/45/18, these springs would make no noise whatsoever. Like I said, the only noises they've caused is my fault because I put too big a tire on my car. Like I said earlier, the stance looks amazing. I couldn't be happier. I've got a lot of compliments from it. The color is amazing. Other springs are red, black. I've even seen like a green color that I didn't care much for. But these springs are like a darker blue or like a purple color. And they just look really good. The only thing I really haven't got to try out is the body roll, like around corners, because I'm afraid the tires will rub. So I'll do another video later on after I get my 225s back on here. But I've heard that it takes away that top-heavy feeling around corners, so I can't wait to try that out, but I have not done that just yet. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. To me, the H&R Springs are totally worth it. They're the best in every category, in my opinion, and so far I'm really loving them. I love they don't make any noise, because nobody wants to mod their car and spend money modding their car. Just for it to create a bunch of noise and to ride like crap. So the ride's awesome, the price is good, it lowers it just right. Overall, just think they're an amazing lowering spring for lowering springs. They ride really good. You can't tell this car is lowered. So I'm amazed. But I know a couple of you all are wanting me to do this review, so I hope you all liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you're thinking about getting the H&R Lowering Springs for your SI. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Make sure you're following me on my Instagram at OneJujitsuPanda. Make sure you visit the website in the bottom right corner, www.kseriespros.com.